Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Trails the Third. As you can see, we are in the saving menu because we ended it between the 4 fights at the end of Phantasmagoria. And I imagine that once we load this, we're gonna go straight into the scene, straight into combat. So I thought, let's just start this here. So I've prepped all that I can. There's nothing else we can do than just do it and see if we can end this in the right way. So let's go for it. It's probably gonna be one hell of a fight. Damn, reality's already changing. This is gonna be really difficult to fight, isn't it? I know, it's coming together. Okay, it's giving us at least a little bit of a platform. Is it gonna get itself a body? Yeah. Because it's just pure energy, isn't it? What the hell? That's one amazing looking gear. Definitely godlike. I think we're in trouble, you guys. Normally you get like a small form to start with, and now we start straight with this. Yeah, this is yeah, Anima Mundi. 150,000. The ultimate will, born from a copy of Kevin's Stigma, manipulates the laws of the world. Yeah, so with the comments, I'm gonna assume, which we got over the last few videos in regards to this fight, I'm gonna assume it's gonna switch between the elemental weaknesses all the time, and that's why we needed all different elements in order to be able to defeat this thing, especially with our art users. I think to start off with, I need to take this very seriously. So, increase strength, defense, that kind of stuff. Just to start out with. What do you have? Just speed. I'm gonna assume that there's no debuffs that actually works on this boss, because it's the ultimate being in this universe. If we can slow it down, then it just fails at what it is. I want Kevin to be at least as fast as he can. Yes, he's our healer, but he's also one of our greatest casters. Same thing with Richard. He's gonna be afterwards. And there's a chance, of course, that because it can manipulate reality, that it will just take away all our buffs, but at least then we know. I don't want to go into this assuming that it can do certain stuff without actually seeing it. I'm prepping for this. Not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, you can do your own stuff. Okay. I want to see what does to the original Stigma. Because this is more like a holy one and the other one is more like a demon one, isn't it? So it should do some decent starter damage. And but I gotta assume that this fight is gonna be one more for length than speed. That we need to take our time. Oh, I might have needed to use... Oh crap. Oh shit. Oh my. Oh crap. Yeah. I think that is a shield to protect him against anything. Okay, I think I see where the use all your elements is coming from. Yeah. I want to test one thing out, so don't judge me. I want to do if we can know if we can physically touch the elemental pillars, or if we actually need to use the opposing element in order to take it down. And there's no faster way to doing that than doing it this way. Yeah, we do need to use the actual element to take it down. Alright, good to know. We did hit one pillar, but is it a physical one? If any pillar remains, it uses a deadly attack. Oh, this is crazy when you think about it, isn't it? Oh, he's still in his face. Okay, it's enough. Good. It's not enough? What the hell? Don't tell me he's got like one left. Are you fucking shitting me? Barrier weakened slightly, so what we can learn from this is we cannot take care of him unless we remove all elemental barriers. Okay, yeah, this is definitely gonna be one very long fight. Shadow, silver, earth. I think instead of just having one character having all the elements, I think everyone needed to have all the elements and be decent magical users, isn't it? Yeah, I think the best chance we have is just take care of as much of the pillars as we can. Do I trust? I don't know. Richard is an art user, but he's not a very potent one. Set crisis. Oh, is this gonna be stronger the more pillars there are? This is gonna hurt. Yeah, it is. Oh, it's gonna come after him, isn't it? Okay, so come on, Richard, show me what you can do. Take the pillar out. Oh, good boy. Only singular healing. I feel like we should just take the hit. If he decides to not do a chargeable attack like a magic or whatever, then we're screwed, aren't we? Yes, he's the weakest one. Alright, he's actually preparing, that's good. Yeah, I'm sorry, but you need to heal for your party, man. Alright. So what other elements do you have? Ooh. That's good. All right. Okay, so we can do some more magic or some more healing. I think we should just try to focus on attacking. I don't know if I can... I have to be able to trust Richard into taking it down, but it's a lot of damage. He has surprised me so far. Oh, very, very little left. Yeah, I think this fight is basically going to be a very drawn out fight. Like, once we remove the pillars, we have a short amount of time to do damage against the main body. Until he re-summons all the pillars. I'm sure that's going to happen. Come on, he should be able to deal at least that amount of damage. Okay, technically this should be lesser damage, right? Yeah, still hurts a lot. Okay. Yeah, maybe we should take care of the weaker pillars first and hope that the rest can help with the others. I doubt he will take care of that. Alright, so with luck we have 2 polar pillars off the board. Good. What was the standard? Block 1 attack, block 2 with full CP. Okay, so you do block an attack. Interesting. Yeah, we need 2 shadow attacks in order to be able to withstand that. We need a full heal on our dear old buddy. Now what can you do? Yeah, you should definitely be able to take care of that. Is this... I don't think its Earth will be on time, right? No, it'll be just after its attack, so technically useless. So heal up. So you can take the hit and live to fight another day. He's gonna take care of that, then we should start. Taking care of the wind pillar. She doesn't have any of the elements anymore. Alright, that's bad. What can she do in the meantime then? Might as well raise our stats a little bit more then. Alright, you take care of the pillar, please. I think all 3, including Zin, have Earth or Wind. I'm just trying to move everyone closer. So it's easier to heal, but also if I'm gonna do another Earth roll, we can protect everybody that way. I think you ought to do your thing. Heal your party. Our EP is running short as well. Alright, arts. Might as well use this time to give people back their EP. Because like I said, we have to assume the pillars will be back after a while once we remove them. Because it's a very artificial way to lengthen out this fight substantially. Should be before... Damn, just one strike afterwards. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, can you still make it beforehand or not? Yes, you can. I don't think it will be enough to actually take it down, but it will be a valid attempt, that's for sure. Oh, look at that, such a little bit of wind. Alright. Well, with this, we use Ries to the best of our capabilities, upping everybody's stats so they are ready for another round of magics. Yeah, this should be more than enough to take that down. Yeah, we'll just have to take the hit. But next round, we will probably have a wall up, as long as they survive this. Yeah, of course I do. We still do need to heal though. Because if it's not for this round, it will be for the other one. Really? Petrifying breath, single talk. Oh, enemy. I do wonder what that pillar is gonna do if it's the only one left, because it said once there is more pillars left, it will use a deadly attack, which is of course what we've been handling right now, but if it's the only one, what then? It feels like the barrier is almost completely gone. I think we can use a weaker healing if we wanted to. I won't, but we could. You can use your... Alright, you don't have any arts, do you? I am very curious though, because the barrier has been weakened significantly. Can we attack it? Or do we actually need to wait until the final pill? It has to wait, right? Oh, he doesn't have Earth. Aww. He's still amazingly strong. It's still the same strength, isn't it? You think it becomes... Oh yeah, of course, Earth Wall. He's looking like... why did anything happen? Why? Why? Okay. Yeah, I think Earthwall does have his promise. That's for certain. Oh, we gotta take that thing down. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna do it because I want to see what happens. Because if he's protected, he shouldn't be hit by it. Yeah, see the barrier completely negates that. Okay, let's get ready. All speeds are implemented. Might as well try that. A critically downward speed. Yeah. Somewhere I knew that was gonna happen. Anything else? Yeah, if one doesn't work, the rest doesn't work. Why not? Might as well let's do that. At least it's something. Take the hit. So we need to break that pillar down. No. Kevin? Yeah, and once the pillar is down, we're gonna pile drive the hell out of it, if at all possible, of course. Good, there goes the barrier. I'm gonna see if this works. It does. Just 9,000 damage. 9,150,000 is not a lot. What the hell is that? Oh yeah, I've never seen that magic. It's the move one. Okay. Did the magic not work on Anima because Zin is such a weak caster? Or because it had immunity against that magic? I think we need to find that out. I'm sorry, but we need some healing. Yeah, okay, so it's his weakness that was the problem. $15,000, yeah. Like I said, amazing damage, but there's still so much left. Okay, what does that mean? Okay. There is no change in its elemental efficacy, even though the outer arena has a different color. Grand Grimoire. A modified Grimoire. Temporarily drives foes from existence and explodes on death. That does not sound too pretty. So at all possible, we do not want to touch it. Alright, so the damage we can do to it is actually quite significant. Just not enough to instantly take care of it. Of course, that's feint. Let me guess, it's the type of feint that lasts a long time, isn't it? Okay, let's see how big the explosion is. Not too big. Damn, that's a long waiting time. Oh, I'm Zimmer's alive. Well, he's alive, he's fainted, but that's about it. Well, in all honesty, if you just focus on him, it's actually quite alright, actually. I'm thinking, the surrounding area is the color of Earth. Do we need to use the other element against him? That's a lot of damage. Oh, that gets her too close. I should just use her art in order to heal him. There's a good chance he's gonna feint both of them. Sorry, just getting out of the way. Do we want to use arts, or do we actually... I'm starting to want to wait for Gralsritter to get like 2 shields up, but I don't know. Ooh, this is not nice. He is the one with impede, but he doesn't have the ability to do something about it right now. Yeah, let's just get out of the way. Ooh, delay and damage. Ooh, 2 we do not necessarily like. We do have 200 CP. Do we want to use it? Do we want to wait? If he summons the pillar, it's absolutely useless, isn't it? so little damage. What does your normal attack do? 3000. That's actually quite nice. Same thing with her. Ooh, impede. I'm gonna remember that. Yeah. You can probably see where I'm going with this. Oh no, don't faint. Faint lasts for way too damn long. Do tell me we have the secondary. Yeah. Yeah, I want to wait with Zin until he reaches 200, because that attack, even though it's just 9,000, it's still 9,000. Ooh, do we want to have him already be able to do that? Because the thing is, do we want to get Richard to 200 so he does an actual 15,000, or we want to go with maybe half that damage? It's a good thing to wonder, isn't it? It doesn't have anything to increase now. The impede one is the nicer one. Damn, we're not even halfway its HP. Ooh, this is gonna hurt. If we don't know if we can actually impede it. It may be a bit much. Seeing as the only one actually needs... Can he reach her? Not by any stretch of the imagination. Alright, Croft. Now we'll see if we can actually impede that move. Because I know not every move can be impeded. Most, but not all. Was he pissed that we did that? He debuffed everyone. Oh, son of a gun. Damn, that's a significant power loss. Change element. It does look like he has some sort of barrier. What does that mean? Does it mean that he can only be damaged by one type of element now? Ooh, shadow. Not necessarily a bad thing, because everyone in my team has shadow. I want to see what it does. Summon fiends. Uh-oh. Ooh, I like this. I wanna wait till I get my attack. Well, I can use it to attack this one. Come on, I am curious. Does it mean that you have an elemental up that its physical defense is beyond measure? We know that the normal one was around 7,000 to 9,000. How much is it now? That's still decent. Ooh! Didn't think about that. That's gonna... Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Well, we can't impede that ourselves. So let's just at least try to damage that thing. Oh, I was hoping it was gonna be dead just a little bit. Do not interfere. No, we're the Grimoire will attack, so I might as well. We didn't see what happens. Okay. Put it back on the board. 12,000 is survivable. Oh, 5,000. That's a lot different compared to the 900 I did before. Why don't you have anything in the realm of impede, Zin? You're the perfect person to do that. Okay, he's changing element. Wind? No, he just negated his elemental weaknesses. Like, I don't like this. I want more defense. Supernatural energy. Ooh, that's poo. That's definitely poo. This looks like a move we cannot impede. Yeah, no, that's definitely an impossibility. How much does he have? 50,000. Nah, that's too much for any of our movesets to do anything about. So. Stigma cannon. Hopefully they have enough HP to survive this. Don't tell me this is an instant kill move. I like the move, but I'm fearful at the same time because I have no idea what it actually does. Is this what it's going to do if we don't defeat it? Distort the world. I do understand why we couldn't impede it. I just wish we could have. Oh, please let them survive. Please let them survive. Just make like 15,000 damage, which is immense. This is bullshit. This is actual bullshit. Because it means that if you haven't beaten it by now, then you're dead. No, there was one thing I actually could have done. Fuck, could have done the double earth wall with Kevin. Yeah, fudge. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna retry. So there's two things that might happen. Or I'll probably skip the entirety of the fight until we reach this point. Like when we go through all the elemental pillars and we're at the point of this move coming here. I think that's the most easy way to do, but we'll see in the editing department. Alright, retry. I'm definitely gonna give this up. Alright, we're at the same point. The attack is coming, but Kevin should be able to move along ahead. It still has the elemental weakness, so we do want to abuse that if we can. And now let's hope that this actually works, because if it doesn't work, then I have no idea how we need to defeat this boss, because it would be an extremely cheap way to handle this fight. And this should technically be a protection against anything. No, there's something else. Still have protection against that? Maybe I should have used the S-Cross in order to see if it was actually avoidable or not. Alright, now we have another one that's coming that we have to contend with. Since his defense is up, I'm not going to use the Gambu. I want to damage it until he removes his elemental weakness. Maybe that's why he didn't do it, because he's still on his elemental weakness phase. Yeah, see how he returns again? Oh yeah, this is it. This is definitely it. Okay, we still have the protection. So... there's nothing else we can do than just to try to damage him as much as we can. Yeah, no, without the weakness, Zin's magic is useless against him. Like I said, we all have... Yes, we all have, right? Yeah, we don't see it, but on the screen we do. Okay, so I gotta assume that we'll survive this. And healing of the HP is just for what comes afterwards. And if this works, trust me, I'm 100% convinced that if I was a little bit quicker on the ball on the first attempt, we would have beaten it then. Right there and then. Because I had it in my mind to save up his 200 CP, to use that attack to have two defensive layers against him. I just... Somewhere in my mind I thought we could impede it. Yeah. Definitely my mistake. But I hope you all agree with me on that one, that I would have definitely beaten him in the first attempt. If this works, this protection, if I did it then as well. And this is just a formality, just to catch up. Oh god. And as you can see, we're so close to actually kicking his ass that you have to have a defense against this move. And this should be an all protective layer against any type of damage, magical or physical. Oh, this has to work, right? If not, then the episode is over and you guys can explain to me how we actually need to do this. But my mind's saying this has to work. Crossing my fingers, all my toes. Yes! Alright, it does what it's supposed to do. Thank you. Can we do a composure now? And just normal attack. Oh, he's still allowed to do something. Release him. Come on. With a boss that looks like this, you're not supposed to have a second form. It should be over right now. Especially considering that we were 45 minutes into the fight on the first attempt when he did that move. I think we're done. And I would have definitely done it the first time if I did the Grail. Definitely. 100%. Oh. Its color changed. Yep. To the new Stigma that Kevin has as well. How did we get here? This is where we fought the Gralsritter. This is a place I made with his input for saying farewell. I'm glad it ended up proving to be useful. Oh, Rufina. Back in your old night getup, huh? You're finally free of the Stigma's influence then. I owe that to you too and your friends. You deserve a lot of praise for overcoming so much on your way here. You knew what you were up against. You could have given up at any time, but you never did. I'm so proud of you. Rufina. You really are just like I remember. So, is the Stigma completely gone? I'm afraid not. It still exists inside of me. Your victory earlier has allowed me to suppress it in there for the time being. But I won't be able to do so indefinitely. It'll recover its power before long, if it isn't completely destroyed. Oh. But how do we... I'm afraid someone is going to have to destroy it. I want that someone to be you, Kevin. Hey. You can't mean you'll have him kill you. That's right. By killing me, the copy of your Stigma will be destroyed as well. That's the only way to get rid of it for good and bring all of this to an end. Doing so should restore Celeste's power. After that, I believe she should be able to return all of you safely to the real world. But... Let me just make sure. There's no other option, is there? None. This is truly the only way. Last time you had to do this, you were barely aware of what you were doing. This time, you won't have that luxury. How could you ask that of him? How could you have him do that again, knowing how much he suffered the first time? Yeah, but there's one big difference. Well, two, but one more important. Now he understands why she sacrificed herself for him and for Ries. And he knows that this isn't actually the real Rufina. I'm sure that helps a bit as well. And if it does that, you'll... I'm sorry, Ries, but this is the reality and I need to be the one to tell him. I say it once more, Kevin. Kill me and go back to the real world with your friends. As your sister, as a fellow knight, and as a mother. This is the last thing I'll ever ask you to do. It's amazing how someone can be so kind and yet so cruel at the same time. But that's how you've always been, I guess. No, Kevin! Sorry, Ries. I'm gonna have to take your sister from you not once, but twice. If that's what you've got to do, then I'm doing it with you. What? Ries? I don't want to be left behind by you two anymore. I don't want to just stand aside and watch anymore. I had enough of just waiting. So if it's something that has to be done, then I'm going to do it with you. I'm going to carry your sin with you this time. Thanks, Ries. It's hard to believe you're the same little glutton from 5 years ago. Yeah, now she's a big glutton. You've grown so much while you've been away. You ended up studying under Ein too, right? I apparently have plenty to thank her for. Rufina, please. Well, if you're sure that's what you want to do, I have no objections. I'll leave the decision to you, Kevin. How can you be okay with this? I should be the one shouldering the burden, me and me alone. Why should Ries? You're a grown man, Kevin. Start acting like one, damn it. It's probably what I would say in this situation if she were here with us. She's not though, so I want you to go with your heart. You've always had a way of shaking a guy up. Come here, Ries. You can hold my bowgun with me. Okay. Oh? I never considered that. Apparently, I was even further from my goal than I thought I was. Sorry? What do you mean? Listen, Kevin. You said earlier that you wanted to try and follow in my footsteps, right? Yeah? It's not going to be easy, but it's what I want to do. Well, if that's generally what you've set your mind to, I can't stop you, but I can't say that I recommend it. The path I walked was one fraught with pain, doubts and worries. I knew in my heart that there was no way it was possible to make a world where everyone could be happy. Nevertheless, I dedicated my life to trying to get as close as I could to that impossible goal, even if it wasn't easy. Bring it on, I say. I feel the same way. I want to follow in your footsteps too. I've never seen two people look more sure of themselves. And if that's what you want, if that's really, really what you want, don't content yourself with trying to go as far as I did. Go further than me. Try and reach the places beyond my grasp. Realize the future I never could. Because I get the feeling that the two of you, you might actually be able to do it. You do? Ah, damn. That's a doozy of a task you're throwing on us the last minute. But hey, I won't say no. Making it sound so hard just makes me want to pull it off all the more. I promise I will. Just don't try to walk too fast and end up getting tired before the finish line. Anyway, I think we've kept your friends waiting for long enough. Kevin, Ries, I think it's about time you pulled that trigger. Yeah. Right. It's okay, Ries. I'm right here with you. Let's just take this slowly. That's right. Easy does it. May Ideas always watch over you both. Take care of her for me, Kevin. I will. Always. Thanks for everything, really. Rufina, And you take good care of Kevin, Ries. Stay close, okay? Rufina, we will, forever. So, bye, Rufina. At least she won't stay a corpse there. She just dissolves into lights and particles and everything. Does make it a little bit less real. Ah. It's okay, Ries. I'm sure we can do it. I'm sure we can realize her dream and reach the place she was always trying to get to. And I'm guessing that when we do, we'll find her there waiting for us. So this isn't the end. We'll see her again, we will. Kevin! Ries! Please wake up! Huh? Where are we? Phew, look like you're okay. Talk about a relief. The second we finished fighting, you just fainted all of a sudden. We fainted? But I imagine she summoned your spirit to an area of her creation, leaving your bodies behind. Ah, there you are. Celeste? I felt the return of all my power a short while ago. Did something happen, Kevin? Oh. Actually, Kevin explained to her that the key had said farewell to Rufina, and that the Stigma that once ruled the land of Phantasma had completely disappeared. I see. She must have been an incredibly strong person. I may have never had the chance to meet her, but she sounds like someone I would have liked to talk to. That being said, there's no longer any time to waste. Huh? Why not? Now that Phantasma has once again lost its master, it will revert to being unstable once more. This castle will be no exception. I imagine it will disappear before long, unable to retain its current form any longer. The same will likely be true of all the planes even. Only the garden will remain. You're kidding! Are you really so surprised, Estelle? We know about how this world works. It was always a likely possibility. It sure wasn't one I was thinking about. Besides, if you knew all this already, why is this the first time we're hearing about it? We should hurry to the RSA and make our escape at once. There is no need. I can open the gates of heaven from here. You can? As in the ones in the Testaments? I believe so. To my recollection, they are the counterparts to the gates of Gehenna, connecting the world in which you reside to heaven above. A replica was prepared for us in the area we stand. I can only assume the one who created them was the woman you had bade farewell to, the one who was assimilated into the Lord of Phantasma. She did. I see. Then, if we pass through here, we can return to our own world? Precisely. Though perhaps seeing is believing, allow me to open the gates. An actual stairway to heaven. Wow! If we walk through here, we can go home. I imagine you'll appear somewhere near wherever it was you were when you were first drawn in here. And those who were on airships will likely reappear somewhere inside them. Okay. I guess this is it. Indeed. What? Already? We've been here so long together, my brain's having trouble processing that it's actually about to end. And I was hoping we'd have some time for one final feast before we went our separate ways. But I suppose there are few partings in this world that would allow us the good fortune. You're probably right. Well then, allow us to be the first to take the plunge. Why? At this rate, we're gonna be here forever, cause no one wants to be the first to say bye and leave everyone behind. What's in that? So as the eldest members of the group, we thought we should be the ones to take the initiative, so to speak. Oh, thanks. You guys are all right, you know? Think nothing of it. This is nothing compared to the kindness you've shown by welcoming me into your numbers, despite my past transgressions. Because of you, I was able to achieve something truly important. You have my deepest thanks. You're very welcome. Just know that you have ours too. I don't know what we would have done without you. We may have part for now, but I imagine your works will bring us together again in the future. I can't wait to see you again. I'm honored you would have say so, Your Highness. Should you ever require my services, please don't hesitate to call me. As for me, well, it was great getting to see you all again. Didn't even picture us having a reunion like this, but I'm sure glad it happened. You got that right. Hey, I still wouldn't have turned down a few more rounds of duking it out with you. Same here. Next time I get some free time, I'll have to pop over to Liberl and rough you up some more. Or, you know, you're all welcome to swing by Calvert if you want. Kilika and I would welcome you with open arms. You bet, count on it. Really? Then I'll start making preparations for my visit as soon as I leave here. You're not doing anything until you finish the mountain of homework that's waiting for you. I'm sure me and Ries will eventually make our way there once the work comes knocking on our door. I hope that day comes soon. Same here. Well, I think it's about everything. Let's get going, Colonel. Honestly, now even you've started calling me that. Although, I suppose being referred to it in that way by all of you may not be so bad. Perhaps we should be the next to leave then. You? I feel as though the longer I stay, the less I'll want to leave at all. It would be best for me to get this done and over with. So, this is farewell for now. Yeah, for now. I was honestly expecting you to hang on longer. I'm surprised. Oh, Joshua, you twist my arm, but the pain only leaves me weak with pleasure. How I crave whisking you up as my prince and taking you back with me. Over my dead body, creep. I don't think I'll ever be able to believe this guy's actually royalty. Olivier? Truth be told, I honestly never thought I'd be blessed with an opportunity like this. The thought of it coming to an end is making me that's a long word. Uncharacteristically emotional. Aww. It's certainly a new side to you. Before I go, however, I do want you to give some serious thought to what I said, Shira. While I do realize it was brazen of me to ask, you wouldn't deny me the joy of believing you may one day say yes, would you? Oh, I swear, you are unbelievable. Alright, I will. You'll have an answer someday. In the meantime, you better work hard at what you need to do. But of course. What's this all about? I wouldn't be too surprised if Olivier asked her hand. Not necessarily in marriage, but definitely to a drink. I think we're missing something pretty big. Yeah, something interesting happened right under our noses, didn't it? And for my part, I would like to thank you all for what you have done for me and this thing here. I feel as though this experience has allowed me to improve my swordsmanship all the more. I am truly grateful. I'll have to make sure I don't let you get too far ahead of me, or I'm going to have a hell of a time catching up again. And the same goes for all of you as well, of course. I do hope we will have the opportunity to meet again someday. As do I. One last warning though, I fear the Empire has some truly stormy times out of it. I would advise against all non-essential travel there. That's concerning. Please be careful then, Mayor. Well, as long as this idiot pulls his weight, we should be able to avoid the worst case scenario. If you'd all pray Adios doesn't give up on him, I appreciate it. Yeah, sure thing. Praying is kinda what we church folk do. I can't think of a simpler and more enjoyable request. How tragic it is that you all trust me so little. But they do say that people bully those they love the most. You're no exception to that, are you, love? Am I to take that as confirmation that you would like to be dragged out of here by your scruff of your neck? I'd rather walk, please. Well then everyone, until our next meeting. He managed to keep pretending he was fine until the very end. You two are next then? Yeah, this is it. Most of the people here I could go and see if I set my mind to it. But as for you two, Estelle and Joshua, take care on that journey of yours, okay? Oh, no problem. We'll be sure to keep writing to you as often as we can. There's no need to send too many of them. It won't be easy for my replies to reach you. Plus, there seems to be a lot of maintenance work going on with the Orbital Communication Network lately. If you really need me, just get in touch with the Grancel branch. Okay, we will. You can always get in touch with us if you need us in some way. It's gonna suck not being able to see you again for a while though, Estelle. But it's gonna be especially suck not to be able to see Ren or Tita. And you, Ries. Me? Oh, duh. I was really happy to get to know you, you know. So if you ever come to Liberl again for work or whatever, come see me, okay? I'll give you the scoop on all my favorite ice cream spots. I'd be happy to accept that invitation. Coming to Liberl is now my top priority after leaving here. Hey, let's not forget about work now. At least you'll all be easy enough to see again, Tita. I should be able to pop over and mess with you anytime your scary boy toy is not hovering over you. Hey, don't you even think about it, kiddo. How serious I am is for me to know. Okay, just one more thing before I go. Ren? Do you like Estelle and Joshua or don't you? What? That's what matters the most. I want you to keep that question in mind as a favor for your big sis, Annalise. Oh, what do you mean? Annalise. Oh, and expect a bajillion hugs next time I see you. I'm not gonna let you get away. Alright, I think we hung around long enough. See you later. Take care, Shura. Thank you both for sticking with us. Okay, I guess we might as well be the next ones to step up. Yeah. This is it, huh? Time to say farewell. I'll miss you both so much. You too, Ren. You mean it, Tita? I can't say anything thought-provoking like Annalise, and I don't have the power to chase after you like Estelle and Joshua. But I'll always be waiting. I'll always be waiting for the day you three come back to Liberl together. It's okay to hope for that, okay? Please, you can do what you like. As long as it's not getting sloppy with finishing your orbital gear, you better finish that. Padamata welcomes all challengers. Okay, I will. I swear, kids sure are violent these days. Like Shira said, you guys take care, yeah? Especially you, Estelle. You ain't a rookie now, so make sure you start looking before you leap. I know. You just try not to fight with Tita's mom every other second, okay? Hey, I'm not the one picking fights. She's the one who always trying to make my life a living hell. I'm already dreading going back and getting blamed for Tita's ending up here. Oh yeah, I'm sure she'll find some way to pin all of this on you. You're only laughing because you ain't gonna be on the receiving end of it. Oh, one last thing. I got something to say to you. Me? The first time I met you, I thought you were some sketchy weirdo, but you showed some real guts this time. Good on you. Huh? I say something funny? Oh, no. I just never thought the day would come when you praise me. Like, at all. What brought it on? No real reason. Just my way of saying, let's keep on trucking, I guess. Well, thanks then. Why do conversations like these between you two guys always end up so awkward? Aw, cram it. Anyway, you ready, Tita? Yep. I think that marks our turn, Julia. As you wish. Chloe, I guess this is goodbye for now. I'm afraid so. This was an opportunity that I never expected to be blessed with. I owe Ideas my deepest thanks for being able to see you two again. Us too. I'll keep writing to you, Chloe, count on it. I won't get my hopes up, next letter will be anytime soon. Oh, Josette? What's up? I really enjoyed spending time with you. I'd love to have the opportunity to hang out with you one day again. Sure, we'll make it happen. We have a few hobbies in common, so I bet we could talk for hours and hours. Work will mean I have to go to Grancel a lot anyway, so I'm sure we'll get the chance. I'll be looking forward to it. Yeah, first she goes after Joshua and now after her best friend. Yeah, Josette really is Estelle's rival. If you're feeling jealous, you've got like nothing in common with her. Maybe you should try taking up baking and handcrafts. Can't wait to see the efforts of someone with all the creativity and dexterity of a drunk bum. I wish I could disagree, but you totally got me. It's okay, Estelle. No one's good at everything. Please, don't feel obliged to say anything to me. I'm not your ancestor, but merely a sentient replica of her. Even so, I still wish you could have the opportunity to meet with my grandmother. I'm nowhere near as capable or intelligent as she is. And after meeting only me, I can only imagine you must be so disappointed. It's almost eerie how much you remind me of myself in that regard. I do? How? I imagine your grandmother must feel the same way. There's nothing to be ashamed of if you don't know which way you should go sometimes. Just follow your heart and it will never betray you. One day you'll be able to spread your wings wide and fly, I'm sure of it. I certainly hope so. Thank you for your words of encouragement. Well, I suppose we should be going. Oh, before we do, after we return, Kevin, I imagine things will be more than a little chaotic. So should we require the church help again, I expect you to be there for us. Sure thing. I'll be getting in touch with the congregation for the sacraments after I get out of here to decide what to do next. Well then everyone, take care of yourselves. The group is ever so getting so smaller. Well, I'm up. I'm glad we had this time together, Josette. If you're gonna try and force yourself to say something all emotional like crap, save it. I don't want to hear it from you. Oh, that's real swell. Well, if it looked like you and Joshua were finally breaking up, then I was gonna use this chance to take him from you. If only I was so lucky. Actually, You wanna come through the gate the same time as me, Joshua? Maybe we'll reappear in the same place if we do. I'm on to you, Missy. Hands off. Do you guys really have to fight this way right to the very end? Oh, you stay out of it. Oh, sorry. Damn, man. This is such a pathetic spectacle. But you know something? It was fun being here with you, Estelle, in a way. Yeah, you could say that too, in a way. Don't overdo it with that business of yours, okay? Your line of work, like your hours, you're out of luck if you work yourself sick. Yeah, right back at ya. But you can causing trouble for yourself all you like. Just don't get hurt and causing any for Joshua. I don't think I've ever met two people who hate each other with this much who are so similar. Anyway. Honestly, I think these two might be the best friends that don't know they are best friends. I think that's the best way to describe it. And I think that's what Joshua means as well, because they have so much in common. If Joshua wasn't there, they would have been the best of friends. Anyway, I guess I should actually get going now. I'll be sure to write, Joshua. Thanks. I can't wait to hear from you. Sounds like you two are gonna have your work cut out for you. Take care, okay? Oh, yeah, thanks. May the goddess light shine upon you and your ship. Oh, can't ask for a better from a sister. Thanks. Alright, later. And suddenly she reappears in the middle of the sky where she disappears. Yeah, I really don't hope so. You okay, Ren? You've been kinda quiet for a while now. Why? Why is everyone smiling? What do you mean? I mean, you're all saying goodbye. For all you know, you might never get to see each other again. So why do we have all look so happy? Oh. Everyone keeps saying they're sad to see one another go. So why don't you all just stay here then? As long as the garden is here, everyone can stay and turn this place into whatever they want it to be. We can laugh and have fun tea parties forever and ever and ever. So why? Ah, I get it now. It hurts you to think that you might never see them again, doesn't it? Joshua? It hurts that no matter how much you care about someone, no matter how much you want them to be with them, you might never see them again, is that it? Wait. No, of course not. That's not even possible. Even when I heard that Loie was dead, it didn't hurt one bit. I was sad, but it didn't hurt. That's because that's not the same. The reason it didn't hurt is because you were able to accept Loie's death. You knew that there was no chance you'd ever be able to see him again, and that was why you were able to grieve. But this is the case of knowing that you could meet the people you care about, but at the same time, maybe you can't. In some way, that's even more painful than never being able to see someone ever again. No, you're wrong. That's why you... You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong! Should I tell you, Ren? Tell you why everyone's able to smile as they said goodbye to us all? I don't want to know. I don't need to know. Well, too bad. I'm gonna tell you anyway. It's because no matter how much you love someone, or how much you hate someone, eventually you'll end up having to part from them. That goes for everyone, no exceptions. Everyone? Yep, even me and Joshua. Even if we get married, have kids, and live out the rest of our days happily together, eventually one of us is going to die and leave the other one behind. We can't rule out the possibility that one or the both of us might lose our lives in an accident. We could even fall out of love someday. Every day you spend with someone could turn out to be the last. And that's a reality all of us have to face up to and fight every day. Every day? And that's why we have to smile. Because when everyone smiles, we don't have to worry about the sad stuff. We can be positive together. We know we're not alone and that everyone else feels the same way we do. And best of all, it fills us with excitement at the thought of when and how we might meet each other next. So put on our bravest face and promise to meet again, whether it comes true or not, and we go back to our lives and keep on going. That's how it is for everyone, I think. It's really everyone? Everyone. You too. So, will you try and smile with us? Me? Maybe I can't promise we can be together forever. But I can tell you what, we really, really love you. That's why I want to watch over you. At least until you become a grown-up. If that's what you want too, then I'll do what I can to be by your side no matter what. And then when you grow up, maybe you decide you want to do something with your life that means we have to part ways. And if that happens, that's okay. But if it does, then we'll part with a big smile. How does that sound? Good? You don't need to decide what you want to do now. The choice is yours to make. We've already made up our minds what we want to do. We want to be your family, Ren. Like Joshua said, we can't force you. If you don't want to be with us, that's fine. Dad's given is okay, so all that's left is yours. Enough. Ren? If that's what you want, I'm just gonna run and run and run. I'm gonna run so fast you'll never be able to catch me. So... We're ready for that. You can keep running for as long as it takes for you to make up your mind one way or the other. But just so you know, I'm really bad at knowing when to call it quits. You might be really good at playing hide and seek, but no hiding place can stay undiscovered forever. I hate you. I hate you both. But... I love you both as much. I can't wait for the day that she's called Ren Bright. But she's officially part of the Cassius family. Because I'm pretty sure it's gonna end up that way. Might take a while, but definitely gonna be it, because who can deny Estelle forever? We finally got to tell her. We finally got to tell her how we feel. Yeah, we did. Joshua? You did great, Estelle. Still, the hardest part is still yet to come. Yeah, you're right. Sorry for making you wait through that, guys. But now I think it's time we win too. Hey, don't sweat it. You're gonna get back to chasing her the second you get out of here, right? Good luck. Don't give in, and I'm sure it will work out. Oh, may the goddess blessing be with you, all three of you. I'll be looking forward to the next time we meet. And I'll be praying that the three of you will all be together when that time comes. We will. I'll make it happen. Till next time. Yeah, I want to make it happen too. I want to see it happen. Of course, Ren deserves a family like that. Those two really are something special. Yeah, you're telling me. Just looking at those two, I can't help but feel that maybe Rufinas 3 isn't so impossible after all. me too. Which means all the more that we'll need to get to work on making it a reality. I'm afraid this place is likely doesn't have much time left. I think you should leave before it's too late. Oh, right. Actually... something wrong? I just can't help but feel we've forgotten something. Gilbert! Oh, don't tell me he's gonna stay here. Hey! Ooh. Oh, you're awful. Was giving me that half-hearted explanation and then finished the best you could do. Oh, I'm sorry. I did have a lot to do at the time. Still, that explanation was enough to allow you to reach here, wasn't it? Oh, eventually, but I had a heck of a time getting here. I'm not good with directions. I had groups of angels chasing after me. Chariots trying to run me over. Anyway, what's up with all the shaking? Alright, so apparently this castle's going to vanish soon. That door up there will let you return to our world, so go ahead and run on through it. Oh, why are you only telling me this now? Oh, I'm out of here. By all means. Thank you for your help. Huh? Hey, you played an important part in us making it through all this. When we get out of here, we might be enemies again, but there's no harm in acknowledging that. Just don't go causing too much trouble out there, so we have to go after you, okay? Hey, worry about yourselves first. Next time we meet, I'll be a changed man, higher ranking and much, much stronger. You mark my words. Will he ever be on the good side? Because he's such a bad guy. Now, please hurry. I doubt this castle has more than a few more minutes before it disappears. Got it. What will happen to you after that, by the way? I imagine I will return to my lengthy slumber in the garden, in the same state it was before the Lord of Phantasma first appeared. And I will remain that way until this land of Phantasma eventually finishes disappearing. After that, I'll be free from the duty which keeps me here. Really, thanks for everything. I don't know if words can express how grateful we are. May your dreams be pleasant indeed. Thank you very much. After you've stopped through the gate, I will disable the Recluse Cube's functionality. Its power will never return again, so deal with it however you see fit. Understood. I know exactly who's going to be getting it. You think of giving it to the professor? You honestly think she'll let all of us slide if we don't? Especially after her daughter got caught up in it. She's gonna be unbearable. Good point. Well then, Ries, time for us to go. Indeed. Would you like to hold hands? Yes, very much. Well, I was only joking, of course, but I do want us to step through together. Just like how together we'll make Rufinas' dream come true. Yeah. I'm counting on you, partner. Always. You know what the weirdest part is? Until that very moment, I forgot about Gilbert too. I love the character, but he's so forgettable at sometimes. I agree with people saying that this is not the strongest Trails game, but I still do love it. It's still a very good game. Like these little story bits, they are Trails in the Sky all over, Legend of Heroes. I love it. And I really want to continue on with the next one. I don't want to wait until February next year, until both of the Crossbow games have released. Yeah, so we're gonna do another game before then. And we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. And like I said, I do hope that Ren eventually becomes part of the family, and that he gets to be named Ren Bright as part of the family. And they can decide whether it will be in custody of Joshua and Estelle, like a surrogate daughter or as a sister, into the Cassius family. We'll see. Either would be perfect. But yeah. And to be honest, every character we've met in here, every single one of them, I truly, truly hope that in the Crossbells arc and Cold Steel ones, that we do come across them again in some form. We don't have to fight with them, but just acknowledging their existence in that game would be magnificent in my opinion, definitely. So yeah, I can't wait until we get to that point. So I would say enjoy the credits. I don't know if there's gonna be a full animation at the end of it. And there are still a few little things to do, so I don't know if we're gonna get a save game that will be propped up like before we go into the wasteland, so we can continue on doing door number 14 and the arena. If that's the case, we'll do that with the next 2 episodes to complete those 2 things. If not, then I will just reload the file we kept safely there, so we can do it from that point in the game as well. But I really do hope we can get to use the character data from all the things we've gathered here and then use it there with level 145, because that means we'll have the greatest chance to get through the nightmare level of the arena, which I feel is gonna be quite a challenge. So yeah, so that's gonna be all there for next time. So for now, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe. I'll be back next time as we finish off the last few things in Trails in the Sky the 3rd. Until then, bye bye. And of course, if there is a cutscene or anything at the end of the credits, of course I will put it after the goodbyes, of course. So, till next time, bye bye. Okay, who's that? Septian Church Gralsritter operated Special Ops Airship Merkaba No. 1. So is that Kevin and Ries' ship? I think I have a rough idea of the situation now. We've only been able to confirm the safety of the 6 you mentioned. Prince Olivier Ries Argent, Mueller Vander, Zin Vetek, Josette Capua, Estelle and Joshua Bright. All of them have safely returned to our world. Really? Oh, that's a relief. I was able to confirm the safety of the ones who ended up in Liberl myself. It was just those 6 I was concerned about. Well, and the 2 from Ouroboros, but I'm not sure either of us have any chance of checking up on those 2. Unfortunately not. Still, this certainly wasn't what I was expecting to happen when I gave you that mission. The Oriole left us a nasty little present, didn't it? That's one way of putting it. Either way, I'll have to give you my full report as soon as I'm back. Wrapping things up on my end seems like it'll take a little while longer, but hopefully not too long. I'm looking forward to it. You know, you've changed since I last spoke to you. I'm quite surprised. The Kevin I know wouldn't care to know whether those he'd been involved with were safe or not. Or rather, he'd try and suppress those concerns. I can only imagine a lot must have happened in this Phantasma. That's putting it lightly. I'll fill you in all of it once I get back, like I said. I've got something I want to tell you on a personal level too. Oh, calling me curious. Regardless, I'm glad you two returned safely. Perhaps you should all get some drinks together after you return. I'd be happy to. Oh yeah, I've actually got something I want to ask. Well... Is it possible for a Dominion to change their title after choosing one? Oh, what's this now? I found something other than hunting heretics I want to do, you see. I still intend to fulfill my duties as a Dominion to the fullest, don't worry about that, just... Commander? So that's a no, probably? A dominion wanting to change their title, huh? In the 1,000 years the Gralsritter has existed, that's not something that has happened often. But it's not entirely unprecedented either. Then... go ahead and take up something fitting for yourself before we next meet. If you fail to, I'll give you a new one myself as punishment, and trust me, you will not like it. If I'd known you were going to say that, I would have thought of something before asking. Well, I guess I better get to work on thinking up something cool. Or you think of Blue Shooting Star, or maybe Black Arrow. Hey, what's with the awkward silence? Father Kevin, as your former instructor, allow me to give you one piece of heartfelt advice. Sure. Unless you want to live the rest of your life in abject shame, then for the love of Aios, get Ries to help you choose. Don't even think of picking alone. Brilliant. And she's totally right. Thank you for staying with the Trails in the Sky until the very end. While the story has told all it has to tell, there are still plenty of more adventures to be discovered across the Zemurian continent. There is. We already know of 2, and there is many more to come in the future. I think, what, maybe 6 games after the ones that we know about? So yeah, plenty of Legend of Heroes for us to fall in love with. Yes, clear the save data, definitely. Alright, that's officially it, so... as I said before, till next time everyone, bye bye.